if I call your name, make sure you're heading over to Maddie and Bryce over on the stage right side so they can work through the next pieces with you. Team Globe Square, come on down! And the last of this round before we announce our final 4 finalists a little bit later. Team Green Keep, come on down! Green Keep, head right on over there and we will go from there. Team Purio, are you guys ready? Do you need this? Fantastic. All right, so Purio, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep. Judges, are you ready? Great, 3 minutes on the clock. Go.
Hi, I'm Honora, and we are Team Purio. Did you know that over 2/3 of our aquatic wildlife has been considered endangered because of the chemicals that's going into our waterways? In Australia, the Great Barrier Reef has lost half of its coverage since 1985. And we need to do something about this now. So what is the problem here? The problem is that we need access to reliable and transparent data in order to regulate the amount of chemicals that are in these waterways. So that's where Purio comes in. Purio is a solution to acquire data that has been verified and stored on the EOS blockchain that is immutable and that is immutable and decentrally captured. As such, the value of such a solution allows for us to capture data on the chemical compositions of the waters and reward relevant parties who are making positive changes in that direction accordingly. So over here we can see Mark, and what he's doing here is setting up his IoT device and registering it on the EOS blockchain. So EOS is perfect for this because it allows for scalability. Because of the low transaction costs, it ties in really well with the use of IoT devices and the nature of what it is we're doing. So as you can see, because the water is clean, I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera over there, but because the water is clean, the system goes green. And what's happening in the background? Green tokens are being minted this second. That's being sent to the EOS blockchain, which is going to be transferred over to the farmers. As such, now we'll observe that this water is now being polluted, and the system is starting to recognize that, and it goes red. So what's happening behind the scenes here?
45-second warning.
What's happening behind the scenes here? This data is being recorded and sent over to the EOS blockchain, which includes the location, the timestamp, as well as the data that's being collected. So the beauty of this solution is if it's scaled, we can recognize the health of an entire water system. And why do we need to do something about this now? The Queensland government has invested over $260 million just to monitor water quality today. And what we need is a solution that empowers the individuals to use this information and use this data in order to create the changes that they want to create to empower this change.
And time. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Purio. Purio team, walk to the center of the stage, grab your devices as the next team starts to go up. But don't forget that the judges have questions for you as well. So Purio team, if you want to grab your device as well. Judges, 2 minutes for questions.
Can you take me through the economic model a bit? Where do the tokens, the funding for the tokens come from?
Cool. So as you can see, like with the IoT devices, we're able to track data in real time. And with rivers, that's hard to fake. So we have a true source of information. And what we'll be doing is incentivizing farmers to get that green status on like our water passing their farms, because they don't want runoff going into the water, contaminating the water, and then it's all transparent, so they can be identified as harmful players in the ecosystem. So we want to incentivize to do good rather than not think about it at all.
And then these tokens can be used in order to get tax incentives. So they can be traded amongst the farmers to get tax incentives.
Any other questions?
So how would you summarize your distribution strategy for the hardware to actually get them in the field and start collecting the data?
Okay, cool. So me being from the Caribbean, I grew up in the water, so I feel like I know a little bit about how to deploy water solutions. This device would be encapsulated within a plastic float.
45 seconds.
That plastic float would be attached to a string, which is anchored to maybe a heavy block, like a concrete block. We want to make it a streamlined solution so that it's a lightweight solution that can be deployed by one single person so that it's scalable, and then it also incentivizes people to deploy them themselves. It's easy.
Any other questions? All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time. Purio!